If you're a heat and air conditioning technician or even a salesperson, should you hook up with your clients, and why does this matter? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Bell, coming to you live for HVAC technician sales secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and business and a fantastic day to talk about you. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento. This conversation happened frequently, especially with new technicians and new salespeople. And, usually at that 25 to 30 year range of age. But, I also had some older people come to me and say, hey, Scott, is it all right to hook up with my client? Now, here's the thing. I'm not the arbiter of truth for the industry. I'm just going to give you a couple of pieces of advice based upon the thousands of homes that I've been in and the technicians and the salespeople that I've trained. I want to start with a story. When I got started in 2001, there was a time where right around there that I ended up at a home, and it was first thing in the morning, attractive woman. And she kept telling me, my husband's not home. My husband's not home. And I'm not getting the hint. I am not understanding that she's like, my husband's not home. Okay. And so we go back and forth. I roll price and she unveils some goods. I was like, hey, time out. Not here for that. Didn't realize that's what my husband's not home was meaning. And it's super important for you to realize that you have to protect yourself being inside of somebody else's residence. Okay. So a couple things to this. Whatever two consenting adults decide to do, that's up to them. But there are some challenges when you're at work, depending upon the state, the city, the jurisdiction that you're in, and a few other factors. So I would say, hey, look, there's a couple ways to look at this. There is, I'm into you, you're into me. Cool. There is my significant other's not home, and I really want to have an adventure. And then there is the challenge that you can have. Let's just say the challenges that you can have things happening at work. Now, before we get into that, you should join my email publication, hvactechsecrets.com. I'll give you the goods, not a Facebook group, not a YouTube channel. All right, so a couple things that I got to go over. First off, I'm not an attorney, doctor, marriage counselor, therapist, or even an accountant, but I am a taco enthusiast. With that being said, there's a couple of things for you to know, right? Whatever two consenting adults decide to do, that's up to you. I'm not going to judge you. I really don't care. But there are some considerations you might want to take into account. And one of them is, are you on the clock or are you on business time or not? And because there's challenges that happen. Let's just say for a second, something happens and you get hurt. All right, well, how do you claim that? You go to HR and like, hey, I was having some fun times and hurt my, you name the body part. I don't know what you're going to pick. So there's challenges that if something happens that would be considered improper, you're at work. And so this is the advice that I would share with the technicians, the plumbers, the salespeople that I worked with. I was like, hey, I can't tell you what to do or share with you the best traits to do off hours. I can share with you what the best things that I would do, if it was me in your situation. Let's say that I'm a tech and I meet a woman that's super attractive. I'd say, hey, let's start by exchanging phone numbers. Like, let's get a coffee. All right. Then you can say, hey, like, here's what I was able to do and here's what I was able to achieve. And you can at least have the conversation that way. There are stories, and I'm going to keep this very vague, of a technician that partook in, like, hey, my husband's not in town, for that couple to get a free heating and air unit. I don't know how the details worked out. I'm not too interested. But I would be aware of the surroundings. I'd be aware of the situations, and I understand sometimes biology takes over and the brain takes over. But should you hook up with clients? You can. I just wouldn't do it during business hours, and I would have some information texted back and forth, at least, hey, let's meet up, just to protect yourself. Right? Once again, not a doctor, attorney, marriage counselor, therapist, or even an accountant, but I am a taco enthusiast. I know this may be a strange conversation to have, but there are times where you end up at places and people are like, I'm lonely, my significant other's out of town, you fall in love with a dude, you fall in love with a chick, whatever. Just think through it, protect yourself. You got 1 of 3 things to do from here, just 1 of 3. Find the subscribe button, click on it, and every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, you know what you gotta do? Share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.